Partner wants me to rehome our 3-year-old dog due to her anxiety or we will break up. A few months into our relationship my partner got rid of her cats because I am deathly allergic. I did not ask her to do so. It did get to the point where I couldn't come to her apartment anymore as my asthma and allergies were unbearable. I was on prescription inhalers and allergy meds. They didn't really help. So she made the decision herself to rehome her cats. I was grateful and honestly shocked. She has a dog which we both love and I am not allergic to. A few years go by and she wants another dog to keep the other one company. I don't want this and tell her that. A few months go by and she says she really wants another dog and says she'll take care of it 100%. I agree because I want her to be happy. She gets a puppy. And she solely takes care of it for a few months. I help out occasionally. Puppy starts to show behavioral issues. Barking, lunging, shaking, chasing other dogs, skateboards, bikes, strangers. Partner notices this and immediately wants to rehome the dog as she says this isn't normal and won't go away. I am stubborn and think I can fix the dog. Both my partner and I spend every day training the dog. She really did a great job trying to help the dog and I could tell how stressed she was getting. I was stressed as well. Some of the situations were infuriating. It really was one of the worst times of our life. This period lasted for 2 years. We go through a few dog trainers with no luck. Find a new trainer who fixes the dog and makes it manageable. Year goes by. Dog still is stressful to deal with at times. Partner has anxiety and is super stressed. Partner is traumatized by the dog essentially. We have many arguments about the dog. I want to make the dog better and not give up on it. The dog is just scared and anxious and needs to be shown the correct way to act. Partner wants to not be stressed and depressed because of dog. Almost break up numerous times because of dog and other issues. The dog is much more normal now though. Can walk and take to a park, meet other calm dogs. Almost a normal dog. Has come such a long way and I am really proud to see her being happy and doing so well. I put countless hours and tears into this dog. Present day. I am solely handling the dog. Partner refuses to do any activities with the dog around. Resents the dog. Resentment between us. She hates the dog and can only view it as a problem dog. No matter what I tell her about how well she's doing, she says the issues are still there and she will still be stressed if we do anything with the dog. Will not budge on her view of the dog. Traumatized no doubt. And I don't blame her. But I am faced with a decision now. Give up the dog or leave the relationship. Our relationship is not perfect. Far from it. It could be. Who knows? Lots of arguing and miscommunications. She got rid of her cats for me and is hurt I won't get rid of the dog for her. It makes me incredibly sad to think of letting go of the dog. It's my first dog I've had. And we are a good fit. It's taught me a lot about life and myself and I think made me a better person. My partner has made me a better person as well and helped me a lot through tough times. Our relationship is not perfect. She's from another country. Is here because of work and stayed because of me. We can't move to her country, which is where we want to be, because of me. She won't marry me because of the dog. I am stuck. Leaning towards keeping the dog. I feel like I would resent her for making me get rid of the dog. I feel that getting rid of the dog would not solve all our problems. We butt heads about a lot of things. She's risk avoidant and worries. I am the opposite. A few months ago I was actually on board with rehoming her. Made a CL post and got some replies. Most of the replies were from people in similar situations. So basically the dog would still be in the city and in less capable hands. I ended up changing my mind because it just doesn't feel right to me. I'm heartbroken either way. But the biggest thing I'm considering is how I would feel after getting rid of my dog and how our other relationship issues would heal. She has trust issues with me and isn't affectionate towards me. My love language is physical affection. The trust issues are a big deal. I don't know if she can see me in another light. I think it's foolish to think that getting rid of a dog would help any of the other problems we have. I could go into much more detail, but I'll stop. I would like to know what some of you think of the situation and what you would do in my shoes. Comment. You have already chosen your dog over her, deep down in your heart of hearts. Be honest about it and break up in a civilized manner. I agree. And I also think that's totally fine. Sometimes when we have to choose between two things, it just shows us how we actually felt about each thing all along. The situation sucks, but it is what it is. That might be true, but even if he didn't, this relationship has been through too much. Everyone involved just has to take an L and hopefully find a dog-friendly apartment. Disagree. She worked hard on training and management for a time. At this point, in spite of the dog's continued progress, she won't even be around the dog. I don't think that's a good shot at all. I have an anxious reactive dog. I know that their stresses can traumatize humans, too. But refusing altogether to interact with the dog you chose to bring into your home is not a fair shot. The dog's problems are not the dog's fault. As humans, we have tons more capacity and resources to put the stuff into perspective or seek out extra help as we need to heal than dogs have. Not everyone is equipped to handle a behavioral case. The best thing you can do for an animal is recognize you can't handle their adequate care and find someone who can, and the sooner the better. That assumes living with a behavioral case is only burdensome if you need to handle it directly, but even living in that situation is too much for some. She is right to recognize she cannot handle it, however that may just mean the relationship has reached an impasse. But it's definitely stressful to have a reactive animal in the house even if you don't need to do any of its care. You say the dog is normal now, but still stressful to deal with at times. More stressful than a dog without the issues this dog had. Meaning, is whatever is making the dog stressful to deal with at times related to its previous issues? I come at this from a different perspective, because I've seen rehoming work fantastically well for the dog before. If an animal is anxious, living with an anxious/stressed human isn't fun. Your partner is stressed by and avoidant of the dog isn't stupid. I've seen a dog absolutely blossom after rehoming with people with just different personalities than the previous, loving, BTW, owners, to a point the stubborn anything but rehoming attitude can work against the poor animal too. Why are you guys even still together? Seriously, nothing but issues with you and her. She got rid of her cats for you, which was amazingly selfless. She got a new dog you said you wanted nothing to do with. Dog has really bad issues only a few months in and she doesn't want the stress of it, she just wanted a friend for her other dog. You, a selfish dingus, suddenly want the dog and go through years of training, trainers, probably spend a shit ton of money on the dog you didn't even want, and her anxiety skyrockets and she has trauma with the dog. Dog still has issues 3 years later. Why on God's green earth are you like this? She's given up a lot just to make you happy, and you clearly are choosing the dog over her. Break up and let her live her life and you can continue on with the dog you said you didn't even want. Next story 2. Am I overreacting for considering divorce from my husband over dishes? My husband and I have been married for a little over 6 years, but we've been together since junior year in high school. We have 3 children, twin 3-year-olds and a newborn. I am a stay-at-home mom since contracting long COVID and being unable to keep up with a job that pays enough to cover child care. While home, I am attending nursing school online. I currently do all household management tasks and have done so since we moved in together when we were 17. Even when I was able to work, I still managed the house completely. I've found since becoming ill, however, I have not been able to keep up with everything. The house is falling way behind, the yard is overgrown and I honestly don't even have enough time to take a shower most days. My husband, however, spends a lot of time playing League of Legends or whatever new video game came out while simultaneously leaving passive-aggressive comments about the house. In our last fight, he finally agreed he needed to help more, however every time he helps, it completely impedes on anything I might be doing at the time. If he's making dinner, he's constantly asking me to clean certain areas, take out the trash, cut vegetables for him or anything else. If he's watching the kids, he's always handing them off to be changed or dealt with if they are getting out of hand, that's if he even gets up from his game. If he's cleaning anything, he gets more and more upset due to the mess or things I may have not done. Tonight was the final straw for me, however. I was finishing up my final presentation for school and asked if he could handle making dinner. While cooking, I had to get up on 9 different occasions before I finally just closed my laptop and decided I would stay up late when everyone went to bed to finish. After we finished eating, he just said alright, you've got the dishes and walked into his computer room and started gaming. When I got into the kitchen, there were so many dishes in the sink and all over that I broke down. I grabbed the kids and I left to stay with my mom. He's currently texting me threatening to take the kids because I'm unfit to care for them without him, since he makes all of the money and owns the house. He says that I'm blowing this completely out of proportion and, because he's the only person working, I shouldn't expect him to deal with my responsibilities. I'm just not really sure what to do, at this point. We've gotten in so many arguments, usually started because my husband got tired of the house being messy. I'm currently seeing a therapist because my anxiety is absolutely out of control, but if I mention my husband to my therapist, it starts another fight. I don't think I can physically continue to meet all of his demands. I've tried everything. Planners, task apps, a home health aid, etc. Nothing has helped get this house in better shape. Every single day it piles up a little bit more, and every single day I get more and more stressed out that he's going to blow up any moment. The issue is, he's right. I don't have money of my own to take care of the kids, and I don't have anywhere I can go. So walking out was probably the worst decision I could have made. Comment. As they say, it's not about the dishes up. This is about a pattern of neglect. You're staying at home juggling 3 kids, which is insanely hard. Now you're not feeling well. He should want to do his part because he loves you, and now that you're not feeling well, he should want to do more. Try this. Maybe explain to him that you both have jobs. His job is whatever it is he does for a living. Your job is taking care of 3 kids. At night, both are off duty. Therefore everything that comes next, the cooking, the cleaning, the taking care of 3 kids, that's shared. That's how this works. It doesn't mean everyone splits everything 50-50ths, but it does mean that the total amount of work gets split roughly even. He doesn't get to just contribute the output of an 8-hour workday, while you work every waking moment. That's not how it goes. Your husband sounds borderline abusive, and I think you should stay with your parents for the time being. Based on your comments in the thread, this marriage sounds irreconcilable and emotionally and financially abusive. You need to record your discussions with him and see a lawyer. Definitely divorce. If you can, set up your own apartment or living situation with your parents so you can prove in court that your place is clean and tidy, and is a good place for the kids to stay.